This isn't the story of a physical bomb. It's the story of a weapon far more sophisticated and, in some ways, far more terrifying. A weapon made of pure code, built for a single mission, to cross an impossible digital barrier and physically tear apart a nation's nuclear ambitions from the inside. This is the story of how something as simple as a USB stick unleashed the world's first true digital weapon, and changed the face of warfare forever. The story doesn't start in a top-secret government facility, but in a small antivirus firm in Belarus. In June 2010, a security expert named Sergey Ulysin was trying to figure out why computers at a client site in Iran kept crashing over and over. He soon found a piece of malware so massive, so complex, and so deeply encrypted, he'd never seen anything like it. It was spreading silently, a ghost in the machine, moving with a clear but unknown purpose. What he had stumbled upon was a secret cyber attack that had been running for at least a year. The big question was, what was this digital phantom, and who had created it? As word of the discovery got out, the world's top cybersecurity firms like Symantec and Kaspersky began a digital autopsy. What they uncovered was stunning. The worm, which they codenamed Stuxnet, was a masterpiece of malicious code. It exploited not one, but an unprecedented 4 zero-day vulnerabilities, secret flaws in Microsoft Windows that not even Microsoft knew about. This allowed Stuxnet to spread like a contagion, moving through networks and copying itself onto USB drives to infect new machines. To fly under the radar, it was signed with stolen, legitimate digital certificates from respected tech companies, basically giving it a disguise that made it look like perfectly safe software. The level of sophistication was so off the charts that experts quickly realized this wasn't the work of ordinary hackers. This had to have been built with the resources of a nation-state. As analysts dug deeper, they realized Stuxnet wasn't just spreading randomly. It was a guided missile looking for a very specific target. The code was engineered to hunt for industrial control systems running software called Siemens Step 7. This software is used to program devices known as PLCs, the small, industrial computers that run everything from factory assembly lines to power grids. When infection data showed that over 60% of the affected computers were in Iran, the target became terrifyingly clear: Iran's Natanz uranium enrichment facility. There was just one problem: Natanz was supposed to be untouchable. Its internal networks were air-gapped, meaning they had zero connection to the public internet. So, how could a digital weapon possibly cross a digital moat that was designed to be impassable? The answer turned out to be deceptively simple: a USB stick. Stuxnet was carried into the facility, most likely by a compromised worker or contractor, and jumped the air gap to get inside the Natanz network. Once inside, its true mission began. It hunted down the specific PLCs that controlled the high-speed centrifuges used to enrich uranium. When it found them, its payload activated. The worm secretly commanded the centrifuges to spin dangerously fast, up to 1410 Hz, and then slam down to dangerously slow speeds, around 2 Hz. This violent fluctuation created immense physical stress, causing the delicate machines to vibrate uncontrollably and tear themselves apart. But here's the brilliant part: while it was destroying the equipment, Stuxnet was also feeding the engineers a loop of pre-recorded, normal sensor data. So, as 1,000 centrifuges were literally self-destructing, the technicians in the control room saw nothing but a perfectly healthy system. It was the perfect crime. This level of sabotage had never been seen before, and it fired a warning shot across the globe. The attack raised urgent new questions about the security of our own critical infrastructure, the power grids, water supplies, and transportation systems we all depend on. For a deeper dive into the challenges shaping our world and the intricate, often hidden aspects of contemporary technology, subscribe to Hub Krona. Stuxnet is estimated to have destroyed nearly 1,000 of Iran's centrifuges, about a fifth of its enrichment capacity at the time, setting back its nuclear program. But its true impact was much bigger. Stuxnet was the world's first digital weapon that was proven to leap from the digital world and cause real-world, physical destruction. General Michael Hayden, a former director of the CIA and NSA, said that with Stuxnet, somebody crossed the Rubicon. He compared it to August 1945, the dawn of the atomic age, but for cyber warfare. In the aftermath, Iran accelerated its own offensive cyber programs, and the Stuxnet code itself was studied and repurposed, inspiring a new generation of malware aimed at critical infrastructure worldwide. Stuxnet wasn't just an attack on one facility, it was the moment Pandora's box was opened, forever changing our understanding of war. Uncover more about technology's ever-evolving role in shaping our world's challenges. Subscribe for deep dives into scientific breakthroughs and historical turning points. Thanks for tuning in.